Hey, and welcome. My name is Melvin Robinson. I am the executive director of the Mississippi Cannabis Trade Association. Yeah, that's a new one. ED now. But yeah, thank you all for watching. This is Burning Questions. We usually come on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. But what we're doing today is we're at a special event for Grow Generation on Industrial Drive in Jackson, Mississippi. We are welcoming them into the state. This is the first actual Grow Generation store in the state. And yeah, they're doing a special event for cultivators right now. We got a couple of people here that we're going to talk to later today from Grow Generation. We're going to talk to some Mississippi cultivators as well. If you would, please share this. Please like this. Let everybody know this is a special event that we're doing. We usually do this on Tuesdays, but we're doing a special one today for Grow Generation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to play those commercials, and we are going to be back with our first guest. Thank you.
Bye. See you later.
And we are back. Thank you all for tuning in to Burning Questions on this very special episode at Growth Generation. I want to talk to a very cool guy I have been working with the past couple of months. This is Josh Armitage. He is with Growth Generation. He is the new market
sales leader.
So me and Josh, we have been in constant communication since we found out Growth Generation was coming to Mississippi. Really cool guy to work with. Thanks for coming on and talking to us.
I appreciate you having me.
Oh yeah. So Josh, tell the people what exactly you do.
So Growth Generation, myself, I'm a consultant, as well as I do design work for new growers coming up. Growth Generation itself, we are the country's largest hydroponic retailer. So we cover everything from A to Z, whatever you need to grow cannabis. Anything, whether it be cannabis, food, vegetables, whatever it is. We cover everything. We have everything that you need. We do offer consulting, like I said. We do offer design work as well. We really like coming into newer markets and working with new growers, getting them set up, getting them efficient, and then of course consistent.
Yeah. So, Growth Generation, how many stores are there in the nation?
So right now we're sitting at 63, coast to coast. We're in all the major markets, starting to break into some of the newer markets as well. I believe, for instance, California, I think we're sitting at 23 stores in California. We've got 7 locations in Michigan, 5 locations in Oklahoma. We're getting ready to, I'm sure, expand into New Jersey, Illinois, Missouri, New Jersey.
Oh yeah. And that's incredible because one of those things where people think about cannabis. If you would have asked me 3 years ago, would cannabis be in Mississippi? Would it be legal in Mississippi? Will we have a medical market? I would not believe you. I would think, okay, whatever you're on, you're on a trip or something. How is it coming into a new market like Mississippi, which is known as an agricultural state, but not necessarily with cannabis?
It's challenging for sure, but it's fun. I mean, that's really to put it down. This industry it's really refreshing to see the excitement. Mississippi needs cannabis. The state needs the revenue. The people, the patients need access. So being able to come into a market like this with Growth Generation, it's very fulfilling at the end of the day. Really, it is. It gives me something. It gives us something to wake up to. Yeah. We're actually trying to do something. We're doing something good for the community.
Yeah, for sure. And we're in West Jackson right now. I actually grew up in West Jackson. I think a lot of people know this. I grew up in West Jackson, lived in Jackson my entire life, so I was really happy to see, such a big company coming to Mississippi, coming to Jackson, especially an area that hasn't seen that much economic growth recently. Just seeing that coming here, and hopefully it can spur some more economic growth around the area.
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that it will. Yeah. No doubt in my mind. When the time comes, it'll take a couple of years for the dust to settle, for everything to get put into place, but once it's in place, you'll see the results.
Yeah. Now, you've been working with Growth Generation about how long?
I've been with Growth Gen now 3.5 years.
3.5 years. All right. So when you're introducing a new market, when you're introducing Growth Generation to a new market, what is something that people here that might be interested in doing cannabis and working in cannabis, what some things they should kind of look out for or be aware of?
In a new market? Yeah. Smoke and mirrors is the big one. Any new market, you always get manufacturers, newer manufacturers trying to come in, and they're taking advantage of the growers by coming in and offering, really ridiculous pricing, certain things. But a lot of times what they're doing is they're coming in as a 1-2 punch. They're coming in and grabbing your money and then they're gone. So when you have an issue at a facility and you're in mid-production, you need to get a hold of the manufacturer. You're not able to because that company is already gone. Unfortunately, I see that happen more often than not. So the biggest advice that I can give someone is do your research. Trust the hydro stores. Trust the retailers. This is what we do. We know smoke and mirrors. We know the right direction to put you in, and we know how to get you there efficiently.
Yeah. So if say, hey, I want to start a grow. I want to start a micro grow in my house. I could just come to Growth Generation and get everything I need that day for that grow.
Absolutely, everything.
So what all do you all sell here? Because when people hear hydroponic supplies, like what exactly would that consist of?
So hydroponics is just a method to grow. Well, not unfortunately, but sometimes people get it confused because they just think that the grow generation distributes hydroponic equipment. We provide anything and everything that you need to garden, whether it be hydroponic growing, soil growing, we cover it all. You want to grow in rock wool, we've got rock. That's pretty much everything from A to Z. I mean, we are literally the Home Depot of hydro. Whatever you need, we've got. We own our own benching company now, so we can provide racks, grow racks, benches, nutrients. We've got a vast catalog, of private label products. We've got, MMI benching being one of them, ion lighting being our lighting line, drip hydro being our nutrient line, that are all very successful and quality products.
And we're behind the actual, we're in front of the drip hydro section in grow generation. So, can you talk to us about drip hydro real quick?
Drip. So, what I could say about drip is, in all reality, I've never seen a brand new nutrient line launch and be as successful as fast as what I've seen it. It's clean, base, salt line. We do have liquid. We are going to be moving over into the granular version. As you can see, we've got super simple. You got your base A, your base B, you got your CalMag, your Flex, and your Flow. That's it. That's all you need. Now, there are a few things we recommend adding to that recipe, such as Power SI. Obviously, you always want to try to bring that into the garden. But right now, as far as being new to the market, it is the most inexpensive and cost-effective nutrient line on the market. I do believe that on a commercial scale, I think the price per gallon will sit between 14 and 20 cents a gallon or something. Close to that.
Okay.
So it's definitely efficient.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to wrap up with you right now, Josh. Is there anything you want the people to know more about Grow Generation, how they can contact you or contact the store, anything like that?
Absolutely, yeah. You're more than welcome to stop by the shop here in Jackson anytime. My phone number, area code 951-214-8252. You can send me an email at josh@growgeneration.com. I'm more than willing to help anyone out if you have any questions whatsoever. No job is too big, no job is too small. So reach out, and I look forward to seeing you.
Oh, yeah, so I want to thank you again for coming on, Josh. Thank y'all for having this event. Thank you for coming to Mississippi. And, yeah, Burning Questions, we'll be right back with another guest. Stay tuned. Hey, and we are back. Thank you for watching this very special episode of Burning Questions at the Jackson, Mississippi Growth Generation Store. I am Melvin Robinson, Executive Director of the Mississippi Cannabis Trade Association, and I have a very dear friend with me right here. This is Mr. David Dudley, the store manager of Growth Generation in Jackson, Mississippi. How you doing?
Doing good today, Melvin. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having this event. And we talked to Josh earlier.
Yeah.
So is this your first store that you've been a store manager?
No, this is actually, technically that I was the full-time manager. This would be my third store, but I actually worked, so I originally started at our Kansas City, Colorado store, and then I did one of our first acquisitions. That was our fourth store, and our sixth store was Conifer, Colorado, out in the mountains, lots of big grows out there. So that was my second store. I did that for about 2 years, and then I came back down to Denver and got on our commercial team. And I did our commercial sales and commercial operations management for about 3 years. And I was actually on leave for a little bit, and I came back, and this project was going. And while I was on leave, we started talking about this project. And, I was like, me being from Mississippi originally and growing up in Memphis, I was like, I got to be involved in this. So, I wanted to come down for this opportunity.
Mississippi guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mississippi guy, yeah.
My family's here. They're up in Burnsville, so.
Yeah, so I know when you heard Mississippi was getting a medical program, they had to be excited.
Oh yeah, being from down here, it was such a change from the norm. To hear that happening down here was just like, wow, I didn't know that actually could do it.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the things that this store would offer, as far as say someone wanted to get a grow, say, hey, I want to grow whatever.
Yeah.
This store will provide everything they will need, correct?
Oh yeah. If we don't have it in house, let's say you were doing a commercial grow, there might be some things that you need to customize, like the rolling benches or your AC units, things like that. We might custom, or even like your tank for your nutrient storage or your RO system. Reverse osmosis. Most of your water. So all of your bigger capital equipment, we may not have it in house the day you come in, but we can set you up with those quotes. We work directly with the manufacturer. We get your info over to them. We'll do the math out ourselves. And get those products in. But the things you're going to be using day to day, that's the things we generally have in the store, like you were in the nutrient aisle. The things you're going to be feeding the plant. One of your bigger consumables, be your nutrients, and like the next aisle over would be for integrated pest management. System, all your controls for that. Preventative measures, things like cleaning your room. We've got all your fans and lights over there. We've got smaller HVAC systems in house. So like I said, the alarm system, that's something we customize and kind of get that on a customized basis from the manufacturer. But everything we have in here is stuff you're going to be using day to day. We've got 5,000 square foot pool yards out back that are covered, so they're not getting rained on all the time. We've got all our trays and stuff out back, but we got your dehumidifiers. We could outfit a fairly good sized room just with the stock we have here in the store. But as far as the full facility bill out, there would be some custom products we would want to bring in. But
so if you have a micro grow, you can come to Grow Generation and start that day.
Yeah, pretty much. We got a ton of LEDs in stock, and we got a ton on the way. So stuff arriving every day. We've only been open like 32 days or something like that now. So we're still building it all up. But
how has it been in those 32 days?
It's been back and forth. But when we've had most of the local commercial operations have been in here, and we've been able to make contact with, and some of them we make contact first time today, but we're building relationships going forward. But it's been up and down, but overall it has been a good experience. And we've had enough business to justify us being here, and that's only going to grow in the future. So,
And you all provide financing as well, correct?
We do. We have a whole credit application process that we do. So and anyone that's on our commercial accounts, we generally do try to get them on credit, because that way we can push your order through right then. We don't have to worry about running credit cards. We don't have to worry about getting cash on hand or check or whatever. We can just push your order through. It goes in the AR, and then we're good to go from there. So there's no delay on your order when you work with a restaurant. That's a good way for commercial operations to go.
Oh yeah. And you being from Mississippi, we're all aware of the issues we have with healthcare here and healthcare access. how can something like that or something like this actually help Mississippians as far as like self-care with people?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of issues, that are ailments, that medical cannabis can help. MS, people that are having seizures, that are epileptic, various, people with chronic pain, just all sorts of things. People that have appetite, if you're on chemo or something, you can't get an appetite, something like that. Cannabis is a great thing to help boost that. So there's lots of ways that can help people out, and in some cases overall much cheaper than going to these standard healthcare facilities, for pain management or for control of seizures or just anything that falls into those categories. Cannabis is a great medicine. I think a lot of people down here already have experience with CBD, and from the shops around here, that can do wonders. But when you can bring the whole spectrum of cannabinoids into the focus, that's when that's used to a real benefit. When you can have the Delta 9 in there. That's really starts the full spectrum again. It just does so much more for you than having one or two.
Yeah. Instead of that broad spectrum, you can have that full spectrum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So David, if you would let the people know how they can find you all, if they can contact you all, just whatever they need to know about Grow Generation.
Yeah. So the store's here on 4251 Industrial Drive in Jackson, here up in West Jackson, and you can reach us here. Or on our website at growgeneration.com. You can email me, just david@growgeneration.com. Any questions you have, any quotes you need, products that you're just curious about, just really any questions you have about growing, about facility management, just anything in general, feel free to david@growgeneration.com. Feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, the website's got a ton of things that you can contact our commercial team on the website. We have all our products listed on the website for the most part. And if you don't see it on our website, we can probably get it. Lots of ways we can help, just full spectrum of, building out a cannabis facility, from running dispensary, we know how to do it. We've been doing it for years, so we can help folks out.
Oh yeah, cool. Well, Dave, I want to thank you again for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, Melvin.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you
for coming in this event.
Oh yeah, no problem. Listen, I had to. Y'all told me y'all were doing this, so I was like, hey. We got to set up this live cast. We got to make sure we let the people know this is going on. Yeah.
That's awesome to have you here, man. And I know plenty of people are wanting to talk to you, and I'm sure you have throughout the day. So because you're a wealth of information about what's going on in Mississippi here.
I'm trying to be. Oh yeah. So another episode of Burning Questions. Thank y'all for watching so far. We're going to bring one more guest in. I just want to thank David again. Grow Generation, Industrial Drive, Jackson, Mississippi. Don't forget all your growing needs, gardening, cannabis, all of it. So just stick with us, and we'll be right back with our next guest. And we are back. Burning questions, very special episode at Grow Generation in Jackson, Mississippi on Industrial Drive. Come here for all your hydroponic needs. Our last guest of the day, we are talking to Alan Draco, Assistant Store Manager at Grow Generation. That is your real name.
That is my real name. I can verify. If you need to see identification, I can provide it.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for having us here. And I just wanted to ask you, what's it like working at Grow Generation?
It's an adventure every day.
Yeah.
We definitely see a lot of personalities come through the door, but that's one of the aspects of the job that I really appreciate. One of the things I was talking about with somebody, like I'm kind of an eccentric guy, and it's like any job you go to, you got to do, kind of the straight face and that kind of thing. And here, what I like about it is everybody just kind of can be their authentic self.
Yeah.
And so customers coming through the door that way, the people that I've met, even higher than corporate structure, have been that way. I've been able to be that way, and being that comfortable like that in the job. I mean, the value for that is way beyond the paycheck. But yeah, and in addition to that, everybody who comes through the door, they really know their stuff. And so it's really interesting getting to talk to everybody. I mean, because they speak passionately about what they do. That's the big thing about this particular industry. It's like there's nobody who's in it who doesn't care about what they do. So getting to have those kind of interactions every day, and then just the problems that you can run into. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that can go wrong with the plant. It's very sensitive. And good growers, it's interesting to watch because there's obviously a science to it. But the good growers are the ones that almost have like a mystical sense of it. One of the guys that works out in our store in Oklahoma, he was saying when you grow enough, he said eventually like you'll learn, the plant will tell you what it needs. And so seeing that process as people kind of refine their craft and get to that point is a really cool thing. And then, Dave, I swear there's almost nothing Dave doesn't know about this industry or this process.
Oh, yeah, he was just right here just rattling it off, and I was like, oh, man.
And it's never just, I'll tell you about the thing. It's always, let me tell you about the history of the thing and what came before this and what people used before this was invented. And I mean, I kind of like to take in information in that way. So like that working relationship has also been highly beneficial and very good for me just because I've been able to learn so much from him. So I mean, that's really been one of the things that I, go home after a day and what am I grateful for today? And I mean, getting to work with Dave is always on the list.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just that knowledge and that expertise. You could just come into the store and say, oh hey, help, and you're like, oh well, by the way, let me run it down fully for you.
And just any crazy old question you might throw out there, he'll be able to come up with some kind of answer for it. The other thing I will say about working this job is getting to see a different side of the state of Mississippi. Because we all know, I mean, it's all out there in the popular culture. I just watched A Time to Kill the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And it's up in Madison County. And I'm just like, man, you gotta, like,
yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
The thing that made me remember Samuel L. Jackson, like, I never forgot that line, and so I've loved him ever since. I mean, I was a young kid when that commercial would come on TV, but, I just watched that movie recently, and that's Madison County. I mean, that's just north of here.
It is 20 minutes of 55.
And so I was almost like, oh, cool, this is the way that the world sees the state, and so, when it got put on the ballot, one thing that, I mean, everything from the beginning, it's like things are just falling right into place. Things get done here the right way. And there are a lot of states that they have really done things differently. I would even say messed it up. But just when you went to the ballot, you had the good yes, the bad yes, and then the no. And it was like the campaign to get everybody to understand you want to vote for this particular measure because there's two that legalize it, but only one that does it in a way that is going to really benefit patients and then the community in terms of people who will be able to get involved in a new business. And so I knew which one to vote for when I did the ballot, and then as everything's rolled out, we got to be familiar with the law. Working behind the counter here, and I've read the law for myself, and I'd say, as far as what I've seen, I mean, it's a good law. Like, certainly there are aspects of it that could be improved, but just in terms of what the Mississippi State Legislature could have put together, I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I always tell people that because, they're like, man, it doesn't have this or that. I'm like, hey, we're in a good position, and we got something.
Can't everywhere be California.
Yeah, everywhere can be California. Everywhere can be California. Well, that was a very thorough rundown of everything, Alan. Yeah, I see you are very knowledgeable yourself, and you really seem to care about what you do.
I definitely believe in plant medicine. I watched Growing Galugi recently just because I was like, I gotta learn about these growing techniques somehow because I'm new to this industry. And, he talked about trying to get the license for the Blues Brothers brand, and he's like, I'm on a mission from God, and I was like, that's me. I'm on a mission from God because this is medicine. Like, this is making the world a better place because you see somebody who's on chemo, and, I mean, they're just half dead, lying in the bed, and then they have a little bit of medicine, and they're up and running around, and they are themselves again. You see something like that, it changes your life and changes how you see this. And so, I absolutely believe in it. I believe in plant medicine. Like, so the passion for me, that's what mine is. I want everybody who comes to the door to be absolutely the best grower they possibly can be. I want to make sure that everybody in the state of Mississippi who needs this medicine can get it.
Well, Alan, I want to thank you for coming on again.
Thank you
that
for
was
having
incredible,
me.
man.
I appreciate it.
This is Burning Questions, a very special episode from Grow Generation in Jackson, Mississippi. I am Melvin Robinson, Executive Director of the Mississippi Cannabis Trade Association. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to listen and watch today. You can catch this on YouTube and Facebook. You can rewatch it. We're not going to put this on DSPs, but we do have it on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you visit Grow Generation on Industrial Drive in Jackson, Mississippi. Even if you're not growing, just come see. Just see what all they have to offer. And, this isn't just for cannabis. You can actually use this for any kind of gardening. So if you have any gardening needs, you can come here like David was mentioning. They sell everything in the store here: drip irrigation systems, dehumidifiers, humidifiers, soil, nutrients that we're, right in front of right here. Thank you all for watching today, and you all have a good one. I'll see you Tuesday.